Good evening, everyone. This is Steve Leveille again. You know, whenever we choose topics for Steve's selections, my selections are the best because they're there to make a difference. I have this woman in front of me who I would say I have a lot of respect and dignity tonight for. She's coming with a team to sleep with more than 100 people to show that sleeping outside can happen. It's more than just camping. It's significant. And Linda believes the same as I do. In life, everything is possible. So I'm going to let her talk a little bit about the event and what you can do as well to make a people's difference in their life.
This is the third year that Shelter Nova Scotia has had a sleep out, and it's not to pretend that we're experiencing what it's like to be homeless, but it is an exercise in developing empathy. So one of the things that's happening, it's happening right now, are there's some discussion groups happening with employees from Shelter Nova Scotia who are talking to the sleepers, we call them, the people who are sleeping out, and telling them some stories about the realities of the people who stay within the facilities in Halifax. So tonight there are 100 people who have raised money to sleep out here in Victoria Park, with the idea that they will get outside their comfort zone, sleep in the middle of the city, and think about what it must be like for people who only have that as an option. People who come to Shelter Nova Scotia are between the ages of 16 and I think the oldest client we have right now is 84 years old. They don't have anything in common other than that they have nowhere to live. So it could be for one night, but it could be for many years. I know that there are people who have used our services for 20 and 30 years. And then there are people who it's just one night. They just need a place for one night. I guess one of the great objectives of Shelter Nova Scotia, along with providing people a safe place to stay when they are in crisis, is to break the stereotypes about who this happens to. It could happen to anyone. I think of a man I met at the shelter in the last couple of months who was a professional. He had moved here from Ontario with his wife. They came because she secured a job at a university here in Halifax. During the 2 years that they were here, he was unable to find work, and they parted company. He eventually had to leave their home. He lived in his car. He ran out of VI. He ended up at the shelter. And it was all he could do. When I met him, he had just contacted his family in another part of Canada and said, I have to ask you for help. They had no idea. He didn't want to tell them that this is what had happened. Anyway, they wired him money, and he ended up just donating over $100 to the organization just for helping him. He came by, dropped off a check, and then drove away. He finally had gas in his car. So there's that kind of a person, and then there are people who have brain injuries or mental health concerns or are in late stage alcoholism. They could be anybody. There are people, the stereotype is that people are uneducated and they're lazy and they're not trying to help themselves. It's just not the case, especially today. With the economy as it is, there are people who are working part-time but don't make enough, so they stay in the homeless shelter until they can save enough money to be able to get a room in a rooming house or something.
Linda, thank you very much for the precious information you just said, and we'll be more than happy to have our viewers to know about it.
Thank you.
Thank you very dearly.